Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the 50-cent late pick 4 on Woodward Saturday at Saratoga with race number 6, the Grade 3 Saranac for 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. Play the pick 4 with a DRF Bets account. You get a $100 deposit match courtesy of DRF Bets upon sign up at drf.com/bet. Let's meet the field for the Grade 3 Saranac. 6 entered, but it appears that the 5 Tracksmith will forego the Saranac to start in the Virginia Derby. There's not a lot of horses in this race. There's not a lot of speed in this race, but a horse that can be close is the number 1 Power Player. This is a beautifully bred son of Distorted Humor who only ran once last year as a 2-year-old and caught a tough field. Flying Scotsman, a subsequent stakes winner. We all know the exploits of Omaha Beach. Those were the 2 horses that finished ahead of Power Player. Let's go back to his seasonal debut, Mike. Off a long layoff, first-time Jason Service. He went right to the front. He had every right to get tired in his first race off the bench, but he held sway.
Yeah, I thought he ran well in this race, considering, the leg. He did get away with a really soft trip. The pace wasn't fast, but I don't know, Dan. I thought he showed a little something in here, staying on pretty gamely to the end. As you mentioned, his debut came in a tough field, and he looked pretty green in that race. I thought he did well to be 3rd that day. This horse has a lot of potential.
And he has the tactical speed that in a short field he can work out a decent enough trip, either tracking or going to the front under Luis Saez. The number 2 is Good Governance, and this horse has a beautiful European pedigree. It's a typical Chad Brown. Let's watch him breaking out of the gate in his career debut. He's the number 11, second from the left on your screen. And going into the first turn, Irad Ortiz has got to be a little bit concerned because everything's going well right now, but when they hit the turn, he goes for an ice cream cone.
Yeah, he just gets spun really, really wide around this turn. This is the kind of trouble in a race that could easily cost a horse a win, especially when that horse is a first-time starter. The fact that Good Governance was able to overcome that, and we're going to see the finish that he puts in right now. This is a very good finish down the outside to get up. Suggests this horse has an awful lot of ability.
Just think that this horse was 5 wide around both turns. That's the favorite. He's collaring in mid-stretch, and they're bumping off each other, and he just stays professional and strong to get his nose down. His gallop out was good. Listen, he's going to have to step up and face winners. He might have to overcome an adverse pace scenario. You can't deny he ran well in that race. That's a ton of trouble for an inexperienced first-time starter. The number 3, Rinaldi, goes out for the very underrated yet very talented trainer, H. James Bond. And this horse went right to the front last time out in the New York Stallion Series. Very nice trip on the lead. Holds off the next out dirt winner. Funny Guy came back to win the Albany with a good number, but Rinaldi's just getting away under a mile drive.
This is a very nice win for this horse. Yes, he had all the best of it on a loose lead in this race, but he really finishes. Thought he ran really well when he beat Funny Guy again 2 starts back, and that was just all building off of a debut that he looked like he really needed. This horse is a New York bred, but he's pretty good.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, and things might even be easier after scratches. Remember, the Timeform US updates the pace projector once scratches are official, so the horse sitting in second, the 5 Tracksmith, he'll be gone when he runs in the Virginia Derby on Saturday. That even makes Rinaldi looser on a blue bar situation. Does the extra 16th of a mile worry you a little bit? He's a son of the Sprinter posse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you feel like he's the kind of horse who the farther they go, the more you're going to worry about him. At this point, especially if he can get that kind of trip that the pace projector suggests, I won't worry about the distance.
You and I are big fans of the 4 Global Access, whether it's synth or turf. He's a rock-solid runner. Let's take a look at his race in the Hall of Fame last time out. Somehow he ends up on the far outside and pretty far behind, and Johnny V's going to get him in to gear at about the 16th pole. He's going to finish evenly for 3rd. This extra 16th of a mile is good for Global Access, and he is at least tactical enough that he doesn't have to come from last.
Yeah, you'd hope he would get a better trip this time. He just got into a little traffic early in that Hall of Fame, and Johnny just took him back out of that spot. It forced him to come wide to the stretch from out of it. I think it really cost him. I'm not saying he was going to win, but he was going to be a lot closer, I think. This is a good horse. I think he fits really well in this race.
Mike, we're both off seismic waves, so you could probably just put a ring around him. He ran well in the Pennine Ridge 3 starts back. That race made him the favorite in the Belmont Derby. He basically saved ground every step. He had to wait a little bit on the far turn, but the trip ultimately worked out. He split horses, and he was just kind of flat. Last time out, I don't know what happened. He didn't pick up his feet in the Saratoga Derby. He was wide on the backstretch. Yes, he got wired by a thread of blue, but there was just just no running being done. He's getting a class drop. He's getting, perhaps more importantly, some relief in distance. Maybe those last 2 distances were too far.
I mean, that's certainly possible that he's just a horse who doesn't want to go that far. I don't know what to say about his last race. He just never ran. It was very disappointing. I know he's better than that. The class relief helps. Maybe the cutback in distance helps. I found it tough to take him on top in this race just based off of his last 2, but I know he's better than those 2 races.
And he's a one-run closer that might be at the mercy of the pace, and if Timeform US is correct, it'll be a blue bar slow pace situation. Top pick time for the Grade 3 Saranac. We were both taken by the 2 Good Governance, and I don't think we should pigeonhole him into being a one-run closer just yet. That outside post, that trip going into the first turn certainly hurt his chances. I think with that experience under his belt, Irad can have him a little closer.
Yeah, I felt the same way about it, Dan. I think he can get a different trip this time, and just the fact that he was able to overcome it, it sort of said a lot to me. I didn't want to take Seismic Wave on top in this race. I feel like this horse has a bit of a future.
I went 2-3-4. Where'd you head?
Yeah, I went 2-4. They're my main 2. I want Global Access too. I think he had enough trouble last time to give him another chance. 2-4-1.
It's the Grade 3 Saranac kicking off the late pick 4 at the Spa on Woodward Saturday. Get involved, please, with a DRF Bets account. $100 deposit match waiting for you at drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for the Saranac, 3:15 Eastern. Best of luck.